And just for the recording's sake, welcome to our team call, guys. I'm so excited tonight to jump into takeaways from leadership this past weekend. Well, not this weekend that we're in, but last weekend. I was literally like, Brian, I've got to do this call last Sunday. I was like so pumped just because of all the information I've been learning this weekend about the changes that are coming. And he's like, Caroline, we're on a little trip with the kids. Like, you're gonna have to hold it in until next Sunday's team call. And I'm like, but maybe I can like get on like after they go to bed. And he's like, no, your cousins are with us. We've got all these people in the house. I'm like, okay, you're right. But I'm like, y'all, that is how excited I am. And hopefully you saw some of the updates that I did in the team page. But we've got a lot to dive into tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. If you have a friend that's not on and you know they said they were gonna be here, text them. This is really important, guys. Like, this is so important. This is like having like a business meeting with Beachbody. Like, this is such important stuff. And what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to kind of dive in deeper. And I think it's going to be good because, whoops, that's not the right call. Sorry, guys. You're not the right size. Where did it go? Okay, hang on. I'm like, where did my PowerPoint go for tonight? That is not it. Okay, here it is. I made a copy of an old PowerPoint, so it probably got confused. But what we're going to dive into tonight, guys, is so important. And I think it's going to be good because obviously some of you have already started seeing updates in the team page. I try to kind of like put updates in there. But I think tonight's going to be good because you're going to kind of hear it from the horse's mouth, right? Like, these are kind of the details of it and how I see it and how I'm approaching it. So first off, I just want to say, guys, like, I've entitled tonight's call, the Fit for His Glory Sisters Team Recharge. I am so excited about everything that is happening within this business. A lot of people have asked me, it's been a hard year. Okay, let's just call it what it is. And not just a hard year for me, or because we've had a lot of transition in our life. Like, that's been difficult, having a child start school and having a new baby. Like, transition's hard. And I think across the board, our team has felt transition. But it's been a hard year in the business. Like, I have talked to leader after leader after leader, and it's been really interesting because I talked to a lot of people, and there's coaches who've been here, for the same amount of time as me. They're 15-star diamonds, and they're like, I don't know if I'm going to hit elite this year. Like, there's literally like coaches who are in the top 50, like the Julie Kemps of the world, who are like, I'm not going to hit elite this year. And they have tons of followers on Instagram and all these reels going viral and all these things, but like, it's a hard year. It truly is. I think for a lot of reasons. I think that people are kind of back in real life and they're wanting to get back into the gym and community, but at the same time, they're also feeling super overwhelmed and super just like a lot of anxiety and a lot of weight gain and a lot of really unhealthy habits and patterns. And I think in a way, COVID made us all slow down and realize like what was important. But now we're trying to take that philosophy and mindset into an overly busy schedule, and those things don't align. Like, we're trying to take that, like, but I like the slowness and I want to enjoy and savor this, which I obviously believe in and think is so important. But there has to be give and take, right? Like, you can't do that, but like be in 5 Bible studies and go to 3 different gyms and do carpool with you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some give and take. And so what's happened is there's a lot of people who feel really overwhelmed, and they're stressed, and life is stressful. And I think now more than ever, people are feeling that because they knew what it was like to slow down. And so now it's like this busyness is just too much. And then you throw inflation in there. Like, Brian and I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. Like, we've been like, the past few months, first of all, our child's going to a private school, which is like so expensive. But on top of that, like, inflation, like, it costs a lot more to live like we did last year, this year, buying the exact same things, right? And doing the exact same things because of inflation. And so everyone's feeling that, right? Like, everyone. And that plays into maybe what people are willing to spend, and it's a little bit harder, it's not as easy as it once was. So a lot of people are feeling that, right? But I'm going to tell you guys right now, go, like, listening to all of this that we're about to talk to you tonight. I have so much belief in this company, And we have endured hard things before and we've come out on top. I remember when Beachbody On Demand launched, y'all, everyone freaked out. What? We're no longer going to have DVDs? Like, because people were used to like selling someone P90X and making a ton of commission. And then the person got sick of P90X because they did it literally 60 times. And they're like, maybe now I'll buy 21 Day Fix. And then you made a big chunk of commission off that. And so people were like, how are we going to go from that to like a little bit of commission, you know, with Beachbody On Demand? Like, people freaked out. People left the company. People went to the next MLM that promised them all of these shiny things. Like, people did all the things because they thought, oh, I'll have quicker success over here. And I'm telling you guys, like, if you will just stay the course and you will stay consistent, like, it's going to pay off. So if you feel like maybe this Beachbody thing's not aligning for me, I'm not making the income I thought I was going to as quickly. We talked about this a few weeks ago, right? When Brian and I talked about some different ideas and things that you can be doing in your business, which I'm just going to say, like, I do believe it's going to pick back up if you will just stay consistent and stay in it. Business is not one, like, it's not just a straight line. Business is going to be like this. It is. And so if you will just stay the course, it's the thing with Beachbody in my business specifically, it's always been like this. But as long as it's got that upward trend, that's what you want to look at, is the trend. You don't want to just look at month to month to month to month. Look at that trend. And so I really do believe that it's coming. Now, honestly, is our time to shine. I really truly believe that, guys. Like, if we will just stick it out and stay consistent, build relationships, build trust with our customers, our current clients, new clients, our followers on Instagram, each other, that's huge. Your coaches, like, build trust and lean in. And if we can do that, I really do believe that on the other side, we're going to shine even brighter. Now is our time to kind of plant those seeds and those relationships and build trust with people. Okay, so I want to talk about a few different things really, really quickly, and then we're going to dive into the chunk of the call and all of the information. First off, leadership retreat. So leadership retreat is our new leader conference that happens in California. It is for basically 2-star diamonds, essentially, but they have lowered the qualifications and changed up the qualifications a little bit. And so if you have not taken a look at that, it is in Team Beachbody's page, the Beachbody Coach page, and then I also posted it in our team page. Go take a look. If New Leader Conference, they're calling it Leadership Retreat now, is something that is a goal of yours, please go look into it. Basically, you just want to have the goal of building to diamond by the end of 2022. Okay, next thing is Body Super Weekend. We have a Body Super Weekend here in Nashville on November 5th from 9 to 12. If anybody wants to join me, I would love to all go together. But it's going to be a super amazing weekend. And there's going to be a lot of new announcements to come out of that as well. This is a great chance to like bring friends who are interested in coaching or clients, so they can kind of experience Beachbody on a bigger level. Guys, get involved in your local like Beachbody network. Again, this is a chance for us to shine. We talk about like being a light in this network. If we don't get out there and go to things, like we can't really do that, or meet people or whatever. So this is a great chance to meet people who live in your town that maybe y'all can meet up with and work out together or plan an event together. You know, a Jesus Sweat coffee or something like that is be just an awesome, awesome opportunity. So go check it out. Look into when yours is. Most of them, yes, it will be streamed online. Most of them have a Facebook page. So like ours is like Beachbody Coaches Nashville, that you can go and join and stay in the loop of like when things are happening. And it's also great because if you ever run out of like Energize, you can do a post in there and be like, I need Energize. Anybody have some they're on the sale, and then like you can go pick it up. Okay. So here's what I want to start to dive into, guys. Again, I'm so excited about the direction that Beachbody is going. I personally believe that it aligns with our mission as a team. So the Fit for His Glory Sisters, if you do not know this, we exist to help people get fit and healthy for the glory of God. We focus on doing business trainings and coaching that ultimately points people back to Jesus. We are not here to try to be you know, we don't want to be coaches who are pushing, hey, be skinny, lose weight, do this, do that. We want to coach around the basis of helping people live strong and healthy lives, strong and healthy. And that is so important to me. And it has been since day one. So what I love is that I believe that Beachbody is really going in the direction of trying to embody that as a company as well, which for us as coaches makes our job so much easier. I love what Carl said here. This was my favorite slide. Body positivity and healthy, active lifestyle can coexist. The diet and fitness industry have said, if you look good, you will be happy. But the truth is, you're happy when you feel good. Obviously, we know as believers, it goes so much further than that. But from a physical standpoint, like we know that when we're strong and healthy, like we can do more to serve God, right? Like I can do more. I can be ready for, whatever it is that God calls me to do, and live a longer life, like be here for my kids and my grandkids. So it may not be like going over to your neighbors and helping them carry the couch out of the front door. Maybe that's not what God's calling to serve is a, strong and healthy way, but a strong and healthy way, maybe just longevity, right? Of like being around for your grandkids and taking care of yourself so that you can be with your kids and just help train them up and be around the long haul. So really it's helping people feel better. This kind of cut off, but helping people feel better about themselves from the day they start so they are set up to stay with it and love it. And that is our goal as coaches. So write that down. Your job as a coach is to help people feel better about themselves from the day they start so that they get set up to stay with it and love it. We want to speak encouraging, life-giving words over people, right? And especially as believers, the fact that we are a light to this network, to our coaches, to our clients, it's our job to take it a whole step farther, right? But it's cool to see that our company from a cultural standpoint is kind of owning that in a different way as well, which I think aligns with us as a team as well. Okay, so you guys probably saw these announcements. We are changing our name. I feel like this is such a long time coming. And I mean, we all know, right? Like the bad publicity that's out there, like, oh, Beachbody, like I already have a Beachbody, or, oh, am I not good enough for Beachbody? Or people who have a lot of weight to lose, or maybe they have a long journey ahead of them, or maybe maybe they struggle with other health issues. Like for them, they look at Beachbody and what do they think of? P90X and Insanity, the two hardest programs known to man. And that's what they think of. And they think, I can never do Beachbody because I don't have a Beachbody. They think they have to have that in order to even do one of our programs. And so there's just a lot of negativity around that, right? Like even from our corporate standpoint, there are people who have worked for corporate and struggled with that and literally left because they struggled with literally just the name. And I do really believe that most coaches, I don't want to say every coach because I can't speak for everyone, but I would say at least, especially the coaches I am around and I invest in relationships with, their goal is exactly what ours is, right? Like we want to truly just help people get fit and healthy. But if our name and our marketing don't speak to that, then it's going to be hard for people to want to jump on board. So you guys are going to start to see actually like this week, they're going to start moving things over and we're literally going to be called Body. And this is where it always feels good to be you. So I love that. Your body's good as it is. Your body is strong and healthy and you already have all that you need, right? I listened to a really great podcast the other day, and I think it's just always a great reminder as believers of like, even as coaches, like I love productivity. I love checklists. I love like these habit trackers, but constantly reminding our clients that like those things are good, but at the end of the day, like you already have everything you need. Like the Lord already loves you exactly the way you are. Like you don't have to produce, you don't have to mark all these things off this checklist. You don't have to have this certain body. You don't have to, like, there's nothing that you can do in that sense, to earn God's love. Like he already loves you exactly the way that you are. And now we're just taking steps to like steward our body well, right? And like, and be able to honor it and serve others and help them kind of see that bigger picture. And so, again, this is just me being really excited about the fact that I really believe that, again, secular company, I don't ever want to forget to say that, like secular company, but that their mission and the direction they're taking things really does align with us as a team and our mission, right? And just being able to kind of have that right there, you know, and be able to say that, I think is pretty cool. So really powerful. So you're going to start to see changes made. They're going to start rolling this out on all of our platforms. But by February, pretty much everything will be completely body. Are there any questions about that or anything I've said up to this point? I know with the name change, there may be some questions. Any questions so far? Don't be afraid to unmute yourself too if you have a question. Lauren, did you have a question? Oh, it looks like you unmuted herself. Sorry to call you out. I couldn't see your little red line. I was like, she has a question.
Well,
Okay.
Caroline, I was gonna say something.
Yes.
So I don't have questions about like the name change per se, but I'm curious how you plan to go about talking about it. Because I feel like in my mind, because as I'm preparing myself, I'm like, oh, well, we were Beachbody, but now we're Body. So is that kind of what your approach is gonna be, or are you really trying to make this like a disassociation from Beachbody? I don't know. That's where my brain
I
is trying to think about
I've seen coaches already talking about it. I saw Amber Kuiper did like a Insta story, and she talked all about the new name change and how like our heart and mission has always been this, but the name just kind of had like that negative connotation to it. And was an old school name. I mean, literally, it's very 90s, right? Like it was very 90s. And so she kind of talked about that, and she talked about like the details of that. I think like it probably doesn't hurt because sometimes I feel like if you don't say anything at all, it can almost be like, oh, well, she switched company. Like it can almost be a negative thing. Whereas if you say something, it's kind of like, hey, I'm just letting people know this, you know, especially like your clients and things like that. So I already told my clients in my group me, just like a, hey, inside scoop, we're changing our name, you know, that kind of thing. But I do plan to like basically just do a really quick little like video, and probably just put it in like my weekly newsletter or my monthly newsletter, and just let people know like this is happening, and we're really excited about it, and here's why. And if you start to see changes on the platforms, you know what I mean, like that kind of thing, but then also on my stories as well.
Yeah, I love that. That's super helpful.
And one of the questions I had, and I was like, well, I think this is kind of weird. I was like, aren't people going to be like, what does BOD stand for? Like that was the first thought I had. But Brian made a good point, and he was like, you know, the thing is like in a few years, like, or not even a few years. I mean, people who don't, I think sometimes it's like, we think everybody's going to know what that stands for or like wonder what it stands for, but I think it's because we're in it, if that makes sense. So he was like, a year from now, if people talk, if you're talking about how you're a body coach, like this isn't going to stand for anything because it's just literally going to be body. Does it make sense? So it's like people who weren't around aren't really going to wonder. Which I do agree. I think that makes sense. I think there was another question. Does it stand for Bot Interactive? It did, but it's going to basically just look like a word. Like it's not, people aren't going to necessarily knew that that's what it stood for. Are you calling yourselves body coaches then? Yeah. This is Michaela. Yeah. I agree though about the I think that the thing is even with calling ourselves body coaches, it's like, but you have to think like the name is now Body and not Beachbody. Like that means that saying Beachbody coach sounded weird too. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, I think that it's just we're so used to it and we all know what it stands for that for us, it's like, it's kind of like, I mean, the best example I have is like my church, okay? We were called New Vision Baptist Church and we're still Baptist, but we got the name Baptist off of our name. Like, so it's called New Vision. Well, people who haven't been around here for, the last 20 years, they are like, oh, you go to New Vision. I didn't even know that was a Baptist church. But it's like, yeah, it's a Baptist church. We call it NVBC, but like people who are new just think New Vision. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, I think that for us, because we've been around, it's kind of like, oh, well, duh, we used to be Beachbody. But people who are new or haven't been around, like, they're not going to know the difference. And I think the big thing is that it's just a stance where we're saying we're changing our mission and this is direction we're going. So I do think it is good to let your clients know and let other people know and share it on your stories to be like, hey, we're kind of changing our direction and this is where we're going. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So one other big change is obviously the monthly body blocks. So I kind of want to dive into this a little bit really quickly. Again, I'm trying to be cognizant of time. We're already at 8:26. So I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to be 30 minutes. But we're going to keep going. We're going to see. So I am super pumped about this. And here is why. I feel like there's been a lot of things happening, right? Like each of us are like every month, like, what do I talk about? And what do I promote? And even our clients are like, what do I start with? I don't know what to start with. I don't know what I'm doing. We've all tried to create simple things to help them get going, right? Like calendars to help them test out different trainers and programs. But at the end of the day, having body and Beachbody On Demand with program launches is just too much. Like it is too much for us to all keep up with. It's too much for me to keep up with my own workouts, right? Like it's just too much. And so this is going to simplify everything and really kind of take us back to the 3-week, 21-day fix proven concept of, what did we see at Summit? Every single success story was 21-day fix for the most part. There was one guy who was morning meltdown 100. It was probably just because he didn't want to do Autumn Calabrese's workouts. But 3 weeks is just like, it's so good. 21 days. And then what's going to happen is there'll be a week of recovery. So 3 weeks on and a week of recovery. I was Sure Thing Test Group have been doing this platform this way. So this past week was my week of recovery, and it was basically 3 recovery workouts, but the other days you walked or just moved your body, but it wasn't a workout, or just did something with your family or used the extra hour doing something. So really the idea of this is like, there's just tons of new science, which we all know Kirby is super passionate about, around hormones, stress level. Again, what I talked about off the front end is that like there's anxiety and stress is just at an all-time high. And so working out and giving our bodies like really good workouts and then taking time to rest and then diving back in stronger. And this also gives people a chance to have a week where they're just super focused on their nutrition and they're kind of focusing on meal prep and that kind of thing. Because it can be a lot for new clients to kind of dive in with nutrition and fitness at the same time. So there's going to be like an all body block, which is basically like cardio strength, core and more, cardio strength. So these are just examples, or they could do a bike block, or maybe we give them a beginner block. So it's going to help them really do what's best for them. I also will say, I really believe this is going to help us as coaches meet the needs of our niche. So if you have a specific niche like hormones, or a specific niche around maybe people who work full time, maybe your body block is, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday for the 5 workouts. So that way they're only having to work out 2 to 3 times during the middle of the week. And they can, get some extra rest or whatever on those other days. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like you can really customize this based on your niche. So, again, 3 weeks all in, and then they'll have like a functional recovery week, on week 4. So this is an example of what our 2023 super blocks are going to look like. So super blocks are basically going to be the trainers taking programs that are proven, that work, that have done really, really well over the past, 10 years, and they're basically redoing them specifically for their super block. So we are going to have one of these start at the beginning of every month. So January and February will be really focused on Sure Thing. And then Lacey, who we all know from MBF, and I love her, is our new trainer. If you have not done with her programs or workouts on body, they're so good. But basically, this will kind of be our favorite programs, but remade. And so I think this is awesome, especially for current clients. The thing I really love about this is we're finally rewarding people for having recurring orders. So this will be that extra kind of unlocks that we talk about. So I think they're going to be like $20 or something like that. I can't remember, but they'll have to purchase the super block, like the unlock, right? So the cool thing is that if a customer enrolls with a total solution pack, they'll get the unlock for the next month. But if a customer stays on Home Direct with a certain amount of volume, then they'll also get the unlock. So again, this is super exciting because this allows us to reward those customers. We're all always thinking of ways that we can do stuff for our customers that are staying consistent with Home Direct and keeping their volume up. And this is a way for us to reward them by saying, here's the unlock. Here's the unlock for next month. Thanks so much for your order this month. So we're kind of like giving them that $20 off, and they're going to get that unlock. And I think it's also going to be a really great way to keep our current clients like really engaged and excited, because a lot of them have their favorite programs, right? Like they love Joel and they loved MBF with Megan, or they loved Job One and they've done it a million times. And so just getting to do it in like same kind of platform, but completely different workout is going to be really powerful. So the body block, super block workouts are going to be similar to whatever that program was. So, 21 Day Fix, it'll be comparable to whatever her workouts were in the program. Yes, for next year, we will have no new program launches. Obviously, you'll have Lacey's for the first of the year. So we'll have Sure Thing at the end of this year into January, and then we'll have Lacey's, and then we'll just be focused on these body blocks. And again, I think this is going to really simplify things for all of us, because we're really getting to where we're focused on helping people do what's best for their body, what's best for their goals, what's best for your niche. That's why I'm really excited, because I feel torn sometimes. I don't know about you guys, but I feel really torn sometimes because I kind of have my niche and I kind of have the people I'm working with, but then we have all these program launches, which again, they're a blessing. And I'm thankful for a company that's constantly innovating, but it's like, it's hard. It's too much because we have all these offerings and we're kind of like vomiting them on people, or things just aren't getting used. Like we have all these cool things, but like we're not really using them because we just have so many things that we're promoting. So no new programs, but we'll still have access to all of the original programs. So every program you've ever unlocked or anything like that, you will have access to. This is basically like, oh, sorry, didn't mean to go back. This is basically like these programs. I don't know if you guys can see my little blue dot, but these programs, it's kind of like at the beginning every month, we have a new program to launch. Does that make sense? And there might be months where you're like, hey, I don't really want to do that month, but like your clients do. So I think this is going to be really cool, because I know for me, there's a lot of months when I'm doing like, I'm doing the unlock for a new program, but all my clients are doing something totally different. And so this is a chance to be like, hey guys, May 1st, we're starting T25, which by the way, I'm really excited about that one because I love that program. But kind of almost like relaunching old favorites, like old classics. And this will help us get people results. Hey, we're doing 3 weeks and then we're going to have an off week. And we really want to focus on how people are feeling and getting them on from day one, they feel great, and getting them to that end of that feeling really amazing. I think this is going to help us just really help people with longevity in their workouts and getting excited and giving our current clients something to look forward to literally every single month. So we're still going to have like content, we're still going to have themes and that kind of thing. But it'll go hand in hand with whichever the program is for that month. Does it make sense? Yes, exactly, Elsie. It's like you're torn. And again, it's cool because we're rewarding people who are on Home Direct and we can say, hey, you're getting access to this. So it's just another reason to kind of keep that people are going to want to stay on it. Okay, so the other big thing is that, and I'll go back and answer some of these questions. I'm just trying to get through all the information. So the other really big thing is that we are going to start offering a Shake and Hustle total solution pack. This is coming in December, and this is really going to be our main focus when it comes to the total solution pack. We are up leveling the customer experience, which can we all just say hallelujah, it's about time, that they're spending a good chunk of their hard-earned money that they work hard for. We're going to put it all into this nice little bundle. So it's going to be 20 servings of Shakeology and 20 servings of Energize. And so it's basically going to it's gonna and then obviously they'll get like Beachbody On Demand interactive and all that good stuff. So and it's also going to include the bod as well. But the cool thing is that it lines up perfectly with how we're kind of doing our new programs. So if you guys see, so it's going to come out with Sure Thing in December. So if you've got a 3-week program and you're working out 5 days a week, technically you only need 15 sticks of Energize and 15 things of Shakeology, but then it gives them, it's also going to give them, 5 extra for that next week as well for like their recovery days and their walks and things like that. But basically it's built around using it 5 days a week. So if they want to double up and have extra Energize for those other days, but 20 servings seems to be kind of that sweet spot that's going to really help them try it, see how it works. We're really trying to just focus on these 2 supplements because they're our best sellers and they really are the ones that get us the best results. So it's really focusing on that fitness, nutrition, and mindset piece all in one place. So let's see, what was I going to say about this? We will be starting to use these in December around Sure Thing. Okay, let's dive into the new Success Club points. So this is really, really big, and I'm so excited about all of this as well. So you are going to get 1 Success Club point from every 125 PV coming from new and inactive customers and preferred customers in that month. So basically, and you can read this down here, 125 PV can come from different orders, products, and customers. So it doesn't have to be all from one person. So you're going to get Success Club points for basically reactivation. So reactivation opportunity here is any customer and preferred customer who have not placed a volume generating order in the last 90 days, their new PV will count towards these Success Club points. So if you have a client, let's say, who hasn't ordered in like 5 months, right? And they hop on and they order Energize. And then you have another girl and she hops on and she orders Hydrate. And you have another girl and she hops on and orders collagen, right? And like these people haven't ordered from the last 90 days. It doesn't all have to be from one person. The 125 doesn't have to be from one person. It can be from a bunch of different people. But 125 is going to get you 1 Success Club point. Can we all just say hallelujah? So this will finally reward you guys who, I mean, you guys see the leaderboards. We got girls who are crushing it on the volume boards every single week. They are so good at retaining customers or bringing people back in over and over and over again. But they don't necessarily get a ton of Success Club points for it. And so this is going to really align those 2 things. So these can be customers or these can be preferred customers. So it doesn't, it's not going to count for coaches, but it will count for your customers and your preferred coaches. Yes, they'll still sell, just really quickly, I want to answer those questions. They're still going to sell Energize, not just in 20 servings, but yes, you can get it in 20 servings. I think. I don't want to be quoted on that one. I think I know for sure, obviously they're going to have the 20 serving one in the total solution pack, and you'll still be able to buy your canisters on monthly subscription and all that good stuff. But I'm not for sure. I don't want to be quoted on the 2021 of buying it separately. I would think so. Why would they make them only for a total solution pack? But I'm not for sure. Are you talking about, so you said since it's half of what it is now, will the price be cheaper? I don't know if the prices have been posted yet. Lauren might be able to comment on this. Okay, Lauren, Lauren said that she read somewhere that you couldn't. So
that could be wrong too, because I feel like there's
Yeah.
just so much information, but I
yeah,
think like the whole point of it was to have it as that first like total solution pack.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Some of
sorry.
those nitty gritty details they haven't really like told us yet. Like not everything, since it's not coming out till December. I'm sure we're gonna find out closer, but I'm not 100% sure on it just yet.
Sorry, were you saying that you don't think they're going to sell Energize separately, or that they're not going to sell it as the 40 servings anymore?
Oh no, they're still going to sell it separately, but it just, I don't know, it'll stay the way it is right now as a canister. But I don't know about the 20 servings, if they're going to sell that separately or not, or if that's just being made for those total solution packs. Does that make sense? Okay, next thing about Success Club. So this is on Success Club rewards. So wait, I thought there was another slide to that. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't mean to put the other one in there. Okay, so first time Success Club reward is going to be wear and chair. So in the past, we haven't necessarily done something when someone hits Success Club for the first time. Obviously, we're going to keep having success starters. We are going to have test groups for those bod blocks each month. So that's pretty cool. People won't have to wait around. They'll be able to get in a test group really quickly. But that first month that they hit Success Club, they'll get a wear and share, which I think is going to really get them excited just about the company and, oh, cool, I got something. Like, that's awesome. We also have another reward system that we're coming out with. It's called 36912. Guys, I'm so excited about this. I don't know about you guys, but I would much rather have some extra cash than I would like a sweatshirt. That's just me. Like, I would rather have some extra cash to start to feel like I'm seeing the fruits of my labor, pour into whatever we need for family, whatever. So I'm super pumped about this. So this is going to apply to coaches that enrolled in 2022 or 2023, or those with a join date in 2021 or prior that did not achieve Success Club in 2022. Does that make sense to everybody? So if you hit Success Club 3 months, you're going to get $50. If you hit Success Club 6 months, you're going to get $75. If you hit Success Club 9 months, you're going to get $100. And if you hit Success Club 12 months, you're going to get $125. So add all that up, you're going to end up making like $250 or something like that. No, more than that, $350 by the end of the year, just in bonuses from hitting Success Club that whole year, which is really cool. Obviously, if you hit it 3 months and then it's a few months and you hit it, then you hit it 3 more months, you'll still get those bonuses. It doesn't necessarily have to be like consecutively. Does it make sense? Who's excited about that?
I'm super pumped about it.
Yes, me too.
I feel like consecutively freaks me out, and then it discourages me. So I'll be good for like a month or two, and then I miss one, and it's just a bummer. So this feels so much more exciting.
Well, yeah, and the thing is too, guys, is like hopefully it's going to be easier to hit Success Club because we've got more ways that you can get those Success Club points, right? So you get Success Club points from people having that 125 cumulative, like all added up together. If you get Success Club points from that, if you can just focus on serving people with what they need and keeping that volume up, then hopefully you're going to get more Success Club points. And then hopefully that's going to put a little more cash in your pocket as well. So I think that's going to be really cool and just really encouraging, right? Like, how cool is it that if you're a success starter, like, think about a new coach for a second. If you're a success starter and you come into this and you're like, hey, my family just really needs extra money, like, that's why I'm starting this. Like, can we just say that? Like, that's okay, guys. Like, you know, everything's getting more expensive. We just need to make some extra cash. It's harder to be a stay-at-home mom now, or, you know, a homeschool mom or whatever, a one-income family, because things are getting more expensive and we need to be bringing in a little bit of extra money for things getting more expensive. And so they come in as a brand new coach, right? That first month they hit Success Club, they get a sweatshirt in the mail from Beachbody or whatever it is, that wear and share. And then, you know, month 2 comes and they're like, okay, I got this. What's going to help them just like be like, no, I really want to finish month 3. Month 3 is always that hard month because you've started to kind of go through your warm market and you're kind of having to push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit more. And so now it's like, oh, but if I get that 3rd month, not only am I going to get the commission from those 3 challenge packs, I'm also going to get a $50 bonus. And so it just kind of helps encourage that a little bit more, just to keep going, and hopefully then end up being a success starter. So Aaron said this also feels like that feeling of having to push a total solution impact just to get Success Club points will be eliminated because of more ways to earn those points. Exactly, 100%. I totally agree with you. Okay, we're trucking along, guys. So much good stuff. Okay, this is cool too. So this is the 2023 Success Club Executive Opportunity. So qualifiers. So if you see down here really quickly, this applies to coaches who are enrolled in 2022 or 2023, or those with a join date in 2021 or prior that have not hit Success Club in 2022. Okay, does that kind of make sense to everybody? So if you signed up in 2021 and this year you have not hit Success Club, this also applies to you. You can get a $1,000 bonus when you achieve Success Club 5 at least 11 months during the 2023 calendar year and have at least 10 Success Club point qualifications coming from eligible PS coaches. So you have to have at least 10 Success Club qualifications. So 10 people who had Success Club qualifications, and then you hitting Success Club 5 at least 11 months, and you can get a $1,000 bonus, which is amazing. So that's just going to help us push ourselves to lead our teams, lead our coaches, help them start to hit Success Club. And again, I think this is just a cool way just to honor our leaders and all the work that they've done. Only offered in 2020. So will this eventually apply to everyone, or is it only offered in 2023 with those stipulations? As of right now, all that I know is just 2023, only going to be coaches who, and I think, Lauren, I think we talked about this and I'm trying to remember, is this applies to coaches enrolled in 2022, that whole thing? Is that goes with the number 2, not the overall arching thing, right? So I'm trying to figure out how I can better simplify this, what I'm saying. I guess what I'm saying is that number 2 of have at least 10 Success Club qualifications coming from eligible coaches, those eligible coaches have to be enrolled in 2022, 2023, or 2021 and not hit Success Club. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So yeah, I can get this bonus. Does that make sense? Even though I've been a coach for 8 years.
You see the star, it matches with the star. Like after number 2, it has the star. I
feel like I like explained that in a confusing way first. So I want to make sure that that's. Me and Lauren have talked a lot about all of this stuff. So that's why I'm asking her to chime in, because her and I have been like in the diamonds. We've been talking about it all. So it's what I'm trying to get at is anybody on this team can get that $1,000 bonus. And any coaches you sign up in 2023, as long as you have at least 10 Success Club qualifications, coming from those coaches. Okay. That's all I have, guys, for tonight. So I only went 19 minutes over. So I want to quickly just kind of go over what's coming and what I am kind of envisioning as we come off of all of this. I Again, like I said off the top, I'm super pumped. I mean, honestly, I've been really pumped for the past like month. So all of this was just an add to of like, let's go, let's keep going. We got this. Come on, girls. A few things that I'm really pumped about. I'm obviously really excited about the name change. I'm really excited I mean, one of the things that Brian and I are really passionate about is like, when we started this, it was like, okay, like, cool. Now I've left my full-time job. I'm making income, but I want to help my coaches do that. Like, that's just been something that is like, continues to be something that's a goal of mine is like, how can I help my coaches start to honestly just see more fruits from their labor as far as the time that you're putting in and the income that you're making? That's something that we're really passionate about. And that's why we did the call we did a few weeks ago. That's why we're constantly trying to innovate. Like I, over the past 8 years, feel like I have come up with so many ways of onboarding coaches and new trainings and constantly just being like, what can we make better? And I think that's what a good coach does is you constantly say, what can I do better? And so I'm personally really excited about all the bonuses. I'm excited about the cash bonuses that hopefully will just help you guys start to get some momentum going, and start to kind of see, okay, like that little chipping away. And it may not seem like a ton, but hopefully a little bit, every little bit helps, right? So some new things that we're going to be doing, we're going to be updating the coach checklist with all of these different changes that are being made. We'll also do some updating to the training, the new coach onboarding training, to make sure that it reflects these changes. So we'll make sure that we really focus on the body blocks and explaining that to our new coaches. Again, all of this will really be more 2023. So we'll have it ready in December so that when we have our new coaches coming on in January, we'll have all that ready to go. But I think all in all, really what came down to with leadership this year is like, we just have to continue to improve the customer experience. I think that's something that across the board, we can all continue to do a better job of. So really starting to get creative, start brainstorming now, start praying that the Lord would give you fresh creativity and fresh ideas around these body blocks and how we can use them in our businesses. Let's brainstorm it. We can start to talk about it on our brainstorming call for November. Just kind of thinking through, like, how do you want to approach that? Do you want to do it more from a focus with your niche? Do you want to do it more from just a re-energizing fun thing for your current clients? Like, just starting to really think about what that's going to look like. I think there's opportunity for us to start to think about, this is crazy sounding, but I heard this on another training and I was actually like, that's a really good idea. So I have not explored this. I'm just gonna be honest, but I want to think about it. But even doing some stuff where maybe like we all put in $10 and 1 month have, a $300 cash giveaway for the top transformation from the month from our team. Like, if you know what I'm saying, like if each coach just put in like $10 and we had 30 coaches do that, that's $300. And then for the body block in March with Lacey, like, let's say that we have everyone fill out a commitment form if they want to go all in, or maybe they put in money, right? Like maybe they put in $10, like a diet bet or whatever. But then the winning transformation, and not just physical, right? Like it could be a lot of aspects that we kind of come up with on our own that make sense for us and our team. But maybe we do a cash giveaway, just knowing that is like really motivating for people. But just things that we can start to kind of work together on. Maybe, yes, you're running your own little fit communities, but things that we can kind of say, hey, let's link arms and like do this together. Really started to think about like community engagement. How can we get that community engagement up? How can we just really get people in, get them loving what they're doing, get them loving how they're feeling and just sticking with it. The other big thing that's going to be happening is I am going to be announcing our team retreat. I've already got the date picked and everything. I just honestly need to do it. I just need to lock down the location and let you guys know. So that's on my list of like top things for this week. So be on the lookout on the team page. I'm so excited. I think that we really have to lean into this community. I'm going to call Carly out for a second because she sent me the sweetest text a few weeks ago. But she said, she sent me a text and she's like, like this community has seriously like changed my life in so many ways. Like ultimately God, right? But he has used this community to literally change my life. And just, we were talking about like how we all just have to lean in. And I think about 2020 and like, why was it such a cool, successful year in the sense of our businesses and coaching? Like, it's because we leaned in. And we had to because like we couldn't go anywhere. And so we were all just leaning into each other. And so just getting back to a place where we're leaning in, where we're encouraging each other. Think about it, guys. Iron sharpens iron. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have a ton of friends. I have some amazing friends. Like, let me just say that, amazing friends. But I don't have a ton of friends who like are like you guys. Like, they love Jesus, they love fitness, they're wanting to grow, they have a growth mindset. They're not wanting to stay stagnant. They want to just continue to show up better, to thrive in motherhood and not just survive, like, and yes, that doesn't mean we don't have hard days. That doesn't mean that like stuff isn't tough, right? But like, this community is different. It really truly is. And I bet if we did an open mic here, we could have everyone go around and talk about how much it changed their life. And so lean in. I know that like it's hard sometimes when life's crazy to get on here and be on the Zoom in the mornings. Like, I've struggled to get up, right? But like, lean in. We're all in this together. We're going to push through. We're going to push through middle of the night wake ups. We're going to push through, hard seasons in life. We're going to push through all those things together and come out better. So I'm also going to be announcing a holiday hustle diamond push. This is not going to be your typical Beachbody diamond push during the holidays. I am not trying to take away your time from family time. I want you to focus on family and Christmas parties and all the fun things. But if diamond is something that you really want to focus on, you really want to get to, we're going to put together something as a team just to really like hold each other accountable to making this happen and getting to that new leader retreat in the new year. So that is all I have, guys. So much for a 30-minute call. Apparently it is not possible when we're talking about this much information, but I hope everyone's excited. Give me a little in the chat, just like how you feeling. So pumped. I love it. Yay. Excited. So worth it. I'm so glad. Well, I'm super pumped. Like, information overload. Absolutely. I totally agree. Honestly, don't stress about any of it. Like, we're going to get the bits and pieces and the details we need. I just want you to know it before you see it in the team page. But don't stress about it. We'll get the info and we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it work for us. And I just, guys, I promise, like, it's just going to keep getting better. I really, really, really do believe that. Okay, let's take a picture really quick. And I can send it to all of our mass text or whatever. And I'll let you guys go after that. So if you don't have your camera on and you want to turn it on, even if you're in your bed, like, it's all good. I'm going to give everybody a chance because I feel like a bunch of people are turning their cameras on. Okay. All right. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Yes. I love it. You guys are beautiful. Thanks for turning your camera on. You blessed me. All right. I love you guys. Have an amazing week. Let's go make it happen. I'll see you guys on here in the morning. I'm getting up at 5. I'm literally going to go get in bed right now. So I'll see you guys in the morning.